सम्मान है पंजाब दे विच।
You're watching Reality Check, the battle for Amritsar. Navjot Singh Sidhu of the Congress, as he recovers from recently being passed over as the Congress's Chief Minister pick, he faces a tough battle from Bikram Majithia of the Akali Dal. So the battle for Amritsar is heated up. We have with us the Congress's top leader Navjot Singh Sidhu here with us. Thank you so much,
Honored, Sri.
Sharif Paji, to have you here with us. Now tell me, this is the first time we're getting to talk to you after that big announcement of the Chief Minister's candidate. You always speak from your heart. That's one thing about you. When you first heard the announcement, were you taken aback?
Why? Why would I? Is it necessary that you have a post to change people's lives? Yes.
You want, but
It empowers you.
Yes.
It empowers you. But did Mahatma Gandhi have a post? Did Vinoba Bhave have a post? All those who fought for Narmada, did they have a post? There is no permanent name and fame, Srini, than the endeavor to give happiness to mankind. After a stage, you realize, when you go into deep meditative states, you realize that to help his creation
Yes.
is the greatest work that you can
No,
do.
so I'm asking a different question. I'm saying, were you in any way taken aback? Did you think that you also might be announced, or was it kind of clear that it will always be Channi Saab? I mean, was it a fair contest in that sense?
Did it look like that I was taken aback?
I'm asking you.
Why would you ask? Because the whole world saw what happened.
But were you given any indication in advance that it might be heading in this direction, or?
My dear friend, when you say that we'll abide by his decision,
Right.
you have a boss. And I know Pranoy sir. Don't you obey him? Tell me, Srini. Nobody would have asked you that question. Do you obey him?
Of course.
Of course. So my answer is of course.
Okay.
We will abide by Rahulji.
But Sidhu Saab, the question though is that the idea that was floated, that it was done as a survey, people's views were taken of the workers. No, I'm saying, do you believe that it was was that a genuine exercise?
You will
Or-
know. You will know after 15 days. The
Okay.
voice of the people is the voice of God.
But have you accepted it? Have you made peace with it? Or do you still feel that somewhere along the line justice was not done to you?
I have always believed that Rahulji, Priyanka ji, and Madam Sonia will make judicious choices.
Okay.
Therefore, there has never ever been any regret in my life. I live for the moment. Number one, the past is a bucket full of ashes. Nobody in this world, between yesterday's regret and tomorrow's hope, is today's opportunity. Nobody became a millionaire thinking about tomorrow. It is today. It is this moment. Have you heard Asha Bhosle's song, Srini?
Which one?
आगे भी जाने ना तू, पीछे भी जाने ना तू, जो भी है बस यही एक पल है, पल को थाम शहंशाह हो जाएगा, और शहंशाह मैं हूँ। कैसे? पूछो कैसे? तुम देखो, कभी कभी सवाल तुमसे भी पूछने चाहिए ना। शहंशाह मैं कैसे हूँ?
कैसे बताइए?
बताओ। चाह गई चिंता गई, मनवा बेपरवाह, जिसको कुछ ना चाहिए वही शहंशाह।
क्या बात है? No, but were your supporters, have they
मैं क्या
accepted?
कह
नहीं,
रहा हूँ?
आपके supporters जो हैं, have they accepted the fact that
भैया-
you will not be the CM
भैया
candidate?
उस दिन के शाम के सोशल मीडिया पे चले जाओ, तुम्हें पता लग जाएगा। मैं तो देखता भी नहीं हूँ, ना मैं अखबार पढ़ता हूँ। मैं तो सवेरे 3 बजे उठ के चिंता भी नहीं करता हूँ, भगवान का चिंतन करता हूँ।
आप क्या कह रहे हैं? That they have not accepted, they would have wanted you to be
I have
announced?
no clue. I have no clue. See, what I said,
Yes.
I gave a word of honor to Priyanka ji that I will stand by them. Because I
Regardless
believe,
of who they decide.
no, because I believe in that ideology. It is my father's ideology. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's ideology, his vision, was accepted by my father, and my father was DCC president of the Congress for 36 years.
Right.
Right. But because of Captain, there were no intrusions in this party because he was an insecure leader. He never wanted anyone, even worth a little bit, to come and stand with him.
Right.
He opposed me when I came into the Congress. Right. But Rahulji bought me. Prashant Kishore came almost 70 times. Because I did not come and join the Congress for a post. I gave up a post and then came.
Prashant Kishore meaning to persuade you to come, to cross over from
Almost
the BJP.
almost more than 60 times. Ask him.
60, 70 times he came to persuade you.
Yes.
Saying what?
He said, सरकार नहीं बनती है भाई, 30-35 सीट से ऊपर नहीं आएंगी, तुम आओगे 7-8% का स्विंग होगा, प्लीज And then Bhai rang me up. Priyanka ji met me. I even met Kejriwal. Kejriwal did not even want me to fight the MLA election.
What did he say?
He said आप campaign कर दीजिएगा सिद्धू साहब, आपकी wife को लड़ाएंगे, उसको मंत्री बना देंगे. That is how insecure this bugger is.
So he was also keen to recruit you.
अरे बाबा, he sent his Durgesh Pathak fellow and Sanjay Singh to my house. I did not meet them. My wife insisted, yes, you must meet. तो वो आए, साहब हम आपके लिए क्या कर सकते, मैं तुम्हारे पल्ले क्या है, मैं राज्यसभा छोड़ के तुम्हारे पास है राज्यसभा, तुम ये बोलो पंजाब के लिए क्या करना भाई. अच्छा साहब, आधे घंटे हम बड़े साहब से मिलाएंगे. मैं ठीक है, बड़े साहब को ले आओ. 1 घंटे बाद साहब, उनके पास बहुत काम, कार वार बड़ी हैं, दाम झाम बहुत है, लोगों को पता लगे. मैं कहा वो मेरी सहेली है कि पता लग जाएगा. What happens, man? या वो मिले या मैं मिलता हूँ. आप आ जाओ, मैं आ जाता हूँ. मैं गया. So I asked him, what is my role? He said, just campaign.
But do you find yourself somewhat isolated now, because you said that you are a contender to be CM. Now after the announcement of Chandi Saab, no MLAs have not come forward. Party, no one has spoken in your favor.
MLAs never come forward. भाई देखो मेरी बात सुनो. It is not about the MLAs, really. You must understand. MLAs were made 5 years ago. Today it is the people of Punjab who will decide whether they'll give 60 MLAs or not. If you don't get 60 MLAs, where is the CM? So please, do not put no. Now let me. Do not put the cart before the horse.
Achha, you're saying that the result is it's not. You have to wait for the result.
देखो एक बात आप ध्यान से समझ लो.
Is it not sure? Congress may not. देखो,
nothing is sure in politics, right? Last time you were the ones who were harping the 110 seats to Aam Aadmi Party. What happened? This, the people of Punjab will decide, and they will decide. The result will be out. If we have 60 MLAs, we choose the chief minister. But if we do not have 60 MLAs, then the whole thing turns. Then whether somebody else forms the government or it is a hung assembly is in God's hands. No, it is destiny that will tell you.
So then it could be an open play, in the sense you might be forming alliances.
It could be. We are out there to convince the people of Punjab through an agenda, through a roadmap that we will deliver. Right? There will be no hollow promises. There will be 10, 15 or 5 promises that we will fulfill. And we will give you a roadmap, a budgetary allocation and a proper policy.
But tell me this though, with this contest here now, with Majithia having come and fighting against you, are you nervous?
He should be nervous. The goddamn Lambu is nervous. Why? Because he knows and realizes that he runs the mafia over here. He's the drug peddler over here. He is the one who's put parchas over here. The Sheher does not like him. He contests from Majithia. Why would he come here?
To fight against you.
All of them have ganged up. They want Sidhu out of the system because Sidhu wants to change the system. Therefore, it is his fear. Otherwise, किसी कार्यकर्ता को देता वहाँ, किसी वर्कर को देता ना मजीठा में और यहाँ आके लड़ता, मेरी wife लड़ेगी. There's a toad inside his mouth. My wife will fight. Why? If you have to fight over here, leave your wife over there. Ask an Akali Dal worker to fight.
But when you make that very serious allegation that he is drug mafia, to date nothing has come out as proof.
Hang on, today?
Only now the case has been filed.
NDPC, NDMC, तुम इसको वो सोचते हो तुम? Is it a joke? Bhai, 23rd, he has not been granted bail. 23rd he is supposed to surrender. He's just been given time to fight elections because he said, मुझे election नहीं लड़ने दे. You know, that is how he talks, right? So he will be under with a pata behind him. And evidence, you talk of evidence?
Yes.
The first evidence is ED. Niranjan Singh interrogating him for 5 hours. The next day Niranjan Singh is transferred. Why? Number 2, the STF report. STF report by Harpreet Sidhu. Captain Amarinder Singh transfers Harpreet Sidhu. Number 3, Bhola, the 6,000 crore drug racket. Bhola, the DSP, comes out in open, in public, says, ये Bikram Singh Majithia है, जिसने हमें इस पर लगाया है. Then, Boni Ajnala files an affidavit and says, his MLA files an affidavit that he's the one responsible. Then Bittu Olak. Do you mean to say all this is nonsense?
Tell me in conclusion though, that as you said, politics is uncertain. Suppose the Congress doesn't manage to get the majority. Will you remain with the Congress? Because there is always this question your critics say. That Navjot Sidhu is unreliable. 1 minute he's in the BJP, then he's in the Congress.
So Captain Amarinder Singh 1 minute forms a party, then he goes to the Akali Dal, then he goes to the Congress. वो दूध का धुला हुआ है? Hang on. So why did Navjot Singh Sidhu come here? Navjot Sidhu left Rajya Sabha. How many people have Did I come here for a post? I threw away Rajya Sabha, 6-year Rajya Sabha, and then came. People come for posts. People come for
So
money.
you will be with the Congress regardless of
Listen,
whatever the outcome
when I've
is?
said it once, Srini, you don't have to repeat it.
Okay.
Trust Navjot Singh Sidhu, everybody does. Won 5 elections from here, right? From the same place, did not run away. When I say that I will be with the Gandhis till the last breath of my life, you don't have to tell me. Go, listen to the plenary speech that I made.
Till the last breath.
Till the last breath. And believe you me, the same word of honor I gave Amritsar.
Okay.
I left an INB ministry because of that. I did not leave Amritsar. And I find it same constituency.
But do you feel though that as we end the interview that while you say that you're loyal to the Congress, you stayed on, your attacks on the Congress, your repeated criticism of the government, of the functioning of the
See,
government,
that
the
is
leadership has
the attacks.
has hurt you and the Congress.
Absolutely not. My attacks were on Captain Amarinder Singh. And Captain Amarinder Singh पे अटैक करने का फायदा ये हुआ कि उसको निकालना पड़ा. He had closed doors on me and you all. Oh, जी, Captain Amarinder Singh, the great leader. How many people went with him? Oh, he was a great leader, ji. Palana ji. You create all that hype. What nonsense was that?
Right.
I mean, not even a little counselor stood by him. Not even his wife stood by him.
Right.
Hang on. That is the state of affairs that this dying duck in a thunderstorm was in.
Okay.
Right.
Well, let's see how the battle plays out in Punjab. But
The battle, it is not the first battle that Sidhu has fought.
Right.
Srini,
Okay.
I'm a battle-scarred war horse. All right.
all right, with the battle-scarred war horse,
Oh, that's
Navjot
right.
Singh Sidhu, thank you very much indeed for talking to us and all the very best.
And let me tell you, when I talk about horses,
Right.
अरबी घोड़ा हूँ, बड़ी रेसें जिताई हैं. अरबी घोड़ा अगर कमजोर भी हो जाए, गधों के अस्तबल से कहीं बेहतर होता है.
Chaliye, we end on a Sidhuism. Thanks very much indeed.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Khatai.
Thank you. So the battle for Amritsar, we are here with Bikram Majithia. He's the top leader of the Akali Dal. Bikram Majithia, typically you fight from the Majitha seat, which is not far from here, but you've come to Amritsar East because you wanted to take on Navjot Sidhu. This is the big question in everyone's mind. What was the reason for that? Was it to sort of, is it settling scores? Is it personal?
Not at all. It's not what Majithia decided. It's the love of this love of people of this constituency that has brought me here. It's the party's decision, and people want to get rid of a non-performer.
Okay.
Somebody who's been in a member parliament, somebody whose wife has been a chief parliamentary secretary. He himself has been a minister and he's the president of the party that rules Punjab today. 18 years, zero governance, never available, always missing. It's about a person who is so arrogant and people are just fed up. So it's not about me. It's about making this Amritsar East win. It's about this place that stands for Sarbat da Pala.
Okay,
It's about love and respect.
But his allegation is that you've come to defeat him because he says I'm taking on all the mafias of Punjab, and Majithia himself is into the drug mafia of this region, and that's why he's come to defeat me.
The biggest mafia is Mr. Sidhu himself. He is always in the forefront on any government that comes. A person, I would say it, a person who lacks the basic character. Even go to the extent of calling him someone who talks about character, but he's so characterless himself that jumps ships, changes ideology just for himself. It's not about the people.
Right.
It's about only what he can get for himself. He only wanted the chief minister's chair. What good have you done as an MLA or as an MP here?
So the allegation that he keeps making about you, that you're embroiled in drugs, that's why you've come to defeat him.
So that's the allegation my opponents make,
Yes.
not the people. And people's court is the court that decides everything. It's the God's court and people's court that are supreme.
But
Now
yes,
I'll show
this
you a
is-
photograph,
Yeah.
how happy he looks in my company.
This is you and Navjot Sidhu. Let's
This is good company. And ever since he's been in bad company,
Right.
his behavior, his attitude towards people, he's never
No.
been so happy with his wife. And you can well see that.
So no, but tell me, because were you once friends? Because after all, when you were, you're part of the Akali Dal, he was in the BJP, you were alliance partners, he's fought from here. Were you friends?
So we were alliance partners, and in 2009 he almost lost his elections. He only won by a slender margin of 5,000 votes when more than 10 lakh votes got polled.
Right.
And the constituency that made him win was my constituency. And his words were that I'm his younger brother, and when push comes to shove, he
now
will
said-
lay his life down for me. When his wife wanted to contest in 2012, that seat was with the Shromani Akali Dal. We surrendered that seat, and the wife used to refer to me as a younger brother, and he also used to refer to me as that.
And now you're saying that he calls you
yeah.
an-
So it's opportunism to the T.
But Vikram Majithia, when you say that it's not up in the public mind, this drug allegation, the fact is that the case against you has been revived, you've had to go to court for it. The charges in theory seem to be serious.
So what did the Supreme Court say? Supreme Court has given me reprieve. What did it say? That are you trying to kill democracy in Punjab? Are you trying to stop your opponents from fighting elections? The whole idea behind this was the person who was put DGP, Siddharth Chattopadhyay, is the same person where Supreme Court has ruled against him that on 5 accounts, this man is unfit to be the head of the police force. There were 2 DGPs who went to court,
Right.
Dinkar Gupta and him. Now, the Supreme Court rules against him. The UPSC doesn't find him fit enough, but the Congress still chooses him because he was the only officer
Right.
who was wanting to toe the line of the Congress party. And we've seen that he became DGP, had to be shunted out in 18 days. And in those 18 days, what happened? A bomb blast in the court complex in Ludhiana, a Beadbi in Sri Amritsar Sahib, Darbar Sahib, which has never happened.
Sacrilege, yes.
Yes, sacrilege. And the Prime Minister's security being compromised.
What is the reason for it then? Why has the drug problem here remained high?
So the
Is there again
problem-
a political?
There are 3 kinds of problems. One, you have Pakistan, which is pushing drugs on a daily basis, drugs, arms, drones, ammunition, everything, and we are not being able to stop it. The second problem is governance. Zero governance. They have a person in charge. Now Mr. Sidhu has been sitting here for 18 long years. What has he done to sort that mess out?
Right.
He's been part and parcel of it. He's patronized it, I would say. Even today, officers are appointed on his say-so. The officers have failed, and we as a society also have failed in some extent together. So it's a thing that we all need to get together,
Okay.
take the politics out of it, and work together.
क्या लगता है कि सिद्धू हार सकते हैं यहाँ या जीतने का सिद्धू हार गया ऑलरेडी हार गया
मंजी ठोक गई है पक्की
And these
क्या
are-
ठोक गई है मंजी खटिया ठोक गई है
His model is what Tokotali.
जो कर देते हैं वो परसों नहीं.
Don't give anything to anyone. Don't do anything. Just Tokotali.
ठोको ताली
And
is
that's
the
what
model.
Rahul Gandhi has done. And the last day,
Okay.
before you leave,
Yeah.
even Rahul Gandhi found him unfit to lead the state of Punjab. So let's not talk about what the
Let's
people
not talk about the
think.
constituency.
Yes.
Vikram Majithia, thanks for talking to us. All the best for your election. So we are in Amritsar East. It's the battle of the big guns here with Sidhu versus Vikram Singh Majithia of the Akali Dal. Let's talk to some people here. थोड़ा बताइए कि अभी ऐसे यहाँ चुनाव हो रहा है, सिद्धू और मजीठिया की टक्कर है, क्या लग रहा है आपको, क्या होगा यहाँ?
और सिद्धू को लगाएंगे ही मोर.
सिद्धू पे मोहर लगाएंगे.
हाँ,
अच्छा,
कांग्रेस को मोर लगाते हैं इधर, कांग्रेस को लगेगी मोर.
पहले भी आपने लगाया था कांग्रेस
हाँ,
को?
पहले भी उसको जिताया है,
अच्छा,
अभी उसको जिताएंगे.
हम तो हमेशा ही कांग्रेस को वोट डालते हैं, अभी डालें क्योंकि कांग्रेस पार्टी ने जो चरणजीत चन्नी को बनाया है,
हाँ.
उसने हमको बहुत खुशी दी है.
अच्छा, क्यों?
क्योंकि वो शेड्यूल कास्ट आदमी है.
अच्छा।
अभी तक
सुनता है.
अजय तक पंजाब में कोई शेड्यूल कास्ट मुख्यमंत्री नहीं आया. पहली बार चरणजीत सिंह चन्नी मुख्यमंत्री आ रहा है, हमको बहुत खुशी है, हम उसी को जिताना है.
अच्छा, आप कौन से कास्ट के बिलोंग करते हैं?
हम मजबी से बरादरी के संबंध रखते हैं.
एससी हैं, आप एससी हैं?
हाँ जी.
अच्छा,
हमको
मतलब
इलाका है सब.
हाँ जी.
ये पूरा एससी इलाका है?
हाँ जी.
इलाका है.
हमको बहुत खुशी है, हम तो चरणजीत चन्नी को जिताएंगे.
तो जो मजीठिया है यहाँ पे अकाली दल से, उनका कोई वोट मिलेगा?
मजीठी ने तो यह नशा
लगे है वोट डालेगा कोई.
नशा जो स्मैक बता रहा है, मजीठिया बता रहा है.
नशा?
हाँ
यहाँ पे नशा सप्लाई मजीठिया करते हैं?
हाँ हाँ हाँ.
ये तो बड़ा
उनकी देन की है। हमारा लड़का नशा पीकर पूरा हुआ। मजीठिया हमको, मेरा लड़का थोड़ी मोड़े,
आपका लड़के ने नशा लिया है?
नशा किया, मौत हो गई उसकी।
मौत हो गई?
हाँ।
This is an area, Maqbulpura, which unfortunately has a reputation of having a drug problem here in Amritsar, and as he was saying, his own son has been a victim of that, and that appears to be a factor in this election. We'll talk to some more people here. So here we have some young people with us. ये बताइए कि क्या लग रहा है इस बार काफी बड़े यहाँ पे दिग्गजों, सिद्धू वर्सेस मजीठिया का फाइट है इधर।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
आपका क्या, किस तरह से मन बन रहा है?
हमारा तो आम आदमी पड़ता है।
आम आदमी पे हैं? अच्छा
सिद्धू ने भी चलो काफी देर पहले यहाँ से जीते हैं सिद्धू,
अच्छा।
और मजीठिया चलो अभी नए आए हैं यहाँ पर, तो इसीलिए हम आम आदमी पार्टी, चलो दिल्ली में काफी उन्होंने अच्छा किया है,
अच्छा।
तो हम सोच रहे हैं कभी यहाँ भी अच्छा करेंगे,
आम आदमी
इसीलिए हम
पार्टी का?
आम आदमी पार्टी को वोट डालेंगे।
क्या आपको लग रहा है क्या होगा यहाँ, क्या चाहेंगे आप?
पता बात क्या है, सिद्धू की जो ललकार है ना,
हाँ।
अहंकार है, उसी के अंगेज मजीठिया साहब आए हैं।
आप क्या चाहते हैं? आप चाहते हैं सिद्धू यहाँ एमएलए रह चुका है, दोबारा वो आना चाहिए, या मजीठिया होगा, या आम आदमी पार्टी
देखो,
होगा?
हम काली पार्टी को बिलोंग करते हैं।
वो मैं गिरा दूंगा।
काली पार्टी?
हाँ, तो हम तो चाहते हैं कि जो मजीठिया है हमारा,
हाँ।
वही जीते।
आप अकाली को, मजीठिया को चाहते हैं?
हाँ, हम मजीठिया।
आप भाई साहब?
मैं भी मजीठिया को चाहता हूँ। मजीठा साहब यहाँ से कम 40,000 की वोट से जीतेंगे।
मजीठिया साहब जीतेंगे यहाँ से?
मजीठा जीतेगा, फुल मेजोरिटी के साथ जीतेगा। साहब 5 साल इस इलाके में बड़े नहीं।
अच्छा।
3 महीने पहले आके यहाँ पर कंपेनिंग कर रहे हैं, 5 साल कहाँ गए थे?